So from September of '08 through January of 2010, I was kind of spent less time in synagogue than any point since I started going to synagogue regularly in 1993. So until September 14, 2009, I was going through my Orthodox conversion to Judaism. I had so much fear that something could go wrong, I stayed away from shul to narrow my chances of disaster. And I finished the process, but I didn't hurry back to shul for several months. Here are my reasons. I dated women who were not into Orthodox Judaism, so I couldn't schlep them along to shul, and I didn't want to leave them behind. So when given the choice between hot body and the hovel and an invisible God at shul, frequently chose to stay home. Getting booted from 5 different shuls for my controversial writings kind of took a toll on my psyche. So stepping into shul became scary. Didn't feel like a safe place. To avoid anything going wrong with anybody, I just kind of distanced myself. I didn't open up to many people. I didn't engage deeply. I didn't form bonds. When forced to choose between my writing and my shul, I've always chosen my writing. By maintaining a fierce commitment to my blog, I've let a lot of other things come in second, such as a harmonious relationship with the synagogue. My best friend over the past few years got kicked out of the RCC, Rabbinical Council California Conversion Program, in the fall of '08. She's since become engaged to a Shegitz and abandoned Orthodox Judaism. I miss our friendship. It's one of the big reasons I went to shul, was to talk to her. Since January '09, I've been meeting many of my communal and spiritual needs through the daily practice of yoga. I have a ton of friends at yoga. Everybody accepts me there. Nobody treats me like an unclean thing. I feel happy at yoga. I feel calm. I feel loving. I feel like I leave my cynical, hateful side behind. Shul used to do that to me. It was a place where I kind of cleansed and dropped my defenses and became my best self. In 2009, I was most consistently my best self in yoga. Since January 2009, I've been in Alexander Technique teacher training. Along with yoga, this has taken most of my available energy. Too often when Sabbath rolls around, I'm exhausted and I don't want to leave the hovel. It used to be that I went to shul because I loved the singing of the prayers, and I loved the rabbi's sermons, and I loved my friends, and I loved the learning, and I loved the socializing. It was the high point of my week. But then some things happened and it just all went sour. Like everything that I loved about shul, like kind of one by one, just dropped away. Found myself stuck at shuls where most of those things were missing. Perhaps the singing sucked, the davening sucked. Didn't like the rabbi's sermons. Perhaps I had few or no friends there and hated myself and wondered, where did I go wrong? Shul was my favorite time. I looked forward to it all week. I remember Stephen S. Wise Temple had it all. It had the great prayers with the singing, the great women, the great rabbis, Dennis Prager, the works. I think it all started to go terribly wrong in early 1998 when I fell out with Dennis Prager and all the friends we had in common. So now I'm back at shul. Kind of feel like I napalmed my first 16 years in Judaism. Had to destroy the village to save it. I fear that shul became a mirror that I didn't want to look into anymore. So I'm starting over. Schlepping along a Jewish book to protect me. If I get bored in shul, I can open up my sefer and start reading. Kind of hard to acclimatize myself again to 3 hours of davening on a Sabbath morning. Just those enormous blocks of time that the observant Orthodox Jew spends in shul. It's daunting, the repetitive prayers, the cliches from the Bima. So I lasted 3 hours, and then often my anxiety wins out and I just run. Okay, so I'm training myself again to be a good Jew. I feel like my time in synagogue recalibrates my system so that I'm more in tune with what the Torah demands from me. It's time to love again.